And our final item under conduct of business, item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a construction contract with American Asphalt Repair and Resurfacing Company for the street rehabilitation Slurry Seal project in the amount of $638,943 and a total construction budget of $804,943.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council. Staff first advertised the Slurry Seal project for construction bids last August, but the only bid received at the time was 60% over engineer's estimate. After the bid evaluation, staff confirmed that the bid price was actually over market price. The City Council subsequently rejected the bid on October 9 of last year. During the October 9 meeting, the City Council also asked staff if any of the street listed for Slurry Seal work had received payment treatment in the past. Staff reviewed the city's street resurfacing projects that are on file and found that 14 out of the listed 25 streets had received payment treatment in various years between 1993 and 2007. 13 out of the 14 streets were overlaid with new asphalt, while the other one was Slurry Seal. Now, going back to this more exciting item in front of you tonight, staff re-advertised the Slurry Seal project again in just this past December. Because the low response from the last bid process, staff established a longer bidding period this time and reached out to the contractor by telephone. This is additional to the traditional mailings and newspaper ads. Staff also sent contract documents to additional plan rooms and updated the city's Slurry Seal contractor directory after comparing with the ones from nearby cities. As a result, the city received 6 bids this time, with the lowest bidder submitted by American Asphalt Repair and Resurfacing. Their bid is in an amount of $638,942.90. After review of their bids and reference check, staff confirmed that their bids is responsive and responsible. Therefore, staff recommends the City Council approve awarding this contract. If approved, the construction will start as early as spring and pending, of course, pending weather conditions. Also, as the City Council might recall, there's a second project in the city's street rehab program for this year. The second project is for pavement overlay and reconstruction work. Staff is still on track of advertising this project this spring for summer construction. With that, that concludes my presentation.
Any questions of staff? Ken?
Yes, you mentioned the bid rejection back in August, and I'm just curious. I mean, and then you explained that you did a little more outreach. I mean, was that what it was, or I would think back in August that they would have responded better, but because the staff report just says that you received some comments, and so you altered your action. So I'm just curious as to what was the big change.
Well, there's really no clear reason why the response from the last time was so low, but it could be from some of the contractors that bid this time around. The real response was that they were quite busy, even though it was late summer of last year. Now that we advertised ahead of everyone else, they were able to submit their bids and actually have time to spend on working on it.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Through the chair.
Rico.
Thank you. I appreciate the list of the last treatment that was received. I'd asked about that prior, and so I appreciate that being provided. With that, there are some blanks. Is that because work on those streets that are listed here were done prior to 1993, or is it that we just don't have the data? We
don't have the data, so it's either it was not done obviously it was not done after 1993, but we don't have data to confirm whether there were work done prior to 93.
Okay, and so, for example, if people were to ask, we see here on San Bruno Avenue West Side, we had in 07 an overlay. So obviously, if you want to drive, as I did tonight, the east side of San Bruno Avenue, people may say, well, why isn't that one being addressed? So we're having 07 to 213 and now, for example.
May I, so the east side, you mean the east side from El Camino on?
You're correct.
Well, that one, staff had prepared a PTAP 13 grant that we got an opportunity to get design opportunity there. In terms of when we can schedule for work, first of all, is tying to also the grade separation project. We like to do that afterwards. And there's other commitment that I think we can bring out to the City Council subcommittee that for discussion when we can implement the improvement on the east side of San Bruno Avenue.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted that noted, just in case that question comes up. One thing that I will tell you is that I am happy and elated to see that here on 4th Avenue, and I don't mean that with any cynicism, is that I have walked that, and it wasn't just when we talked about the arch that I walked it again, not even just drove it. And I know there will be one gentleman that we all have heard from, rightfully so, that will probably be happy, and I'm sure all the residents were. The thing is obviously that there are many folks that would feel, rightfully so, their area, their street has been neglected, overlooked, not on the list. What makes the priority? How does it get here? Where's the money, and how come? Not with a lot of explanations, but as brief as you can, to the point of anybody that's listening or that may want to gain that information, because it's questions I get, and how we derive this with the dollars that we have, opposed to all those folks who want to get petition drives on their street.
Okay. So staff utilize city's payment management plan and an online NTC software to generate a draft list of street that would be the most optimum use of fund staff for maintenance or repair work. We use that as a starting point, and incorporating community concerns. So we actively keep a log, and we actively communicate with the street service manager. So whether the calls coming from the central city hall or to the yard, we are aware of the situation. And to the resident on 4th Avenue, we always keep them in mind, and that they call me personally. I address to them and let them know what are our plans and what are the reasons if there's a potential little delay like what we had in August.
I was going to say thank you, but should I not yet?
And of course, this is all based on City Council's input as well.
Well, that was a good conclusion. I like that. Thank you for that clarification and information for everybody.
Good. Anything else?
All right,
Motion by the council.
I'm going to adopt this resolution for Pete.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Aye.
Councilmember Salazar.
Aye.
Councilmember Medina.
Aye.
Vice Mayor O'Connell.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.